With how many of these statements do you agree? The world is simple, people can change, trauma doesn't exist, everyone can be happy. If you agreed with three or fewer, then you're in the right place. These aren't just some random provocations. They are the core ideas of the influential Austrian psychiatrist Alfred Adler. And today, we are not going to dissect him through a dry psychology textbook. Instead, we'll explore his philosophy through a modern classic which brought his ideas to millions: The Courage to be Disliked. The book is written as a dialogue between a deeply unhappy youth and a philosopher, echoing the Socratic style of Plato. It's not about abstract metaphysical questions, but about something we all grapple with: how to live a good, happy, and free life. And the conversation starts with the foundational, almost absurdly simple claim from the philosopher. The first question in the book is, do you believe that the world is, in all ways, a simple place? The philosopher's answer is a confident yes. Of course, the youth, and probably you, laughs at this. How can a world be simple with all its anxieties, complex relationships, and societal pressures? But the philosopher clarifies, we don't live in the objective world. We live in the world of our own perception. Think of it like this. The water in the well stays at the consistent temperature around 18 degrees Celsius all year. But if you drink it on a scorching summer day, it feels refreshingly cool. And if you drink it on a freezing winter day, it feels pleasantly warm. The water hasn't changed, but your subjective experience of it has. Adler's point is that the world itself is neutral. It's the meaning we assign to it that makes it complicated and threatening. The problem isn't the world, it's our worldview. And if our worldview is the problem, then the solution is in our hands. We just need the courage to change it. This idea might sound radical, but it's part of a long tradition of wisdom that stretches back to ancient Greece, particularly Stoicism. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously wrote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." For Stoics, a key to a tranquil life was understanding what is in our control and what isn't. You can't control the weather, the economy, or what other people think of you, but you can always control your own perception and your response. Adler takes this powerful idea and applies it to not just enduring hardship, but to actively creating happiness. For both Adler and the Stoics, the ultimate power lies in not changing the external world, but in mastering our internal one. This leads to the second and perhaps most controversial idea. To understand it, we need to look at Adler's famous split with his contemporary, Sigmund Freud. Freud's psychology is based on etiology, the study of causation. In this view, your present self is the result of your past causes. I am unhappy because I had a difficult childhood. I have social anxiety because I was bullied. This is a deterministic view. Your past defines your present, and there's not much you can do about it. Adler flips this entirely. His psychology is based on teleology, the study of purpose. He argues that we are not driven by past causes, but pulled forward by present goals. We don't act because of the past. We act in order to achieve something new. This brings us to the shocking statement: trauma doesn't exist. Now, this needs a huge clarification. Adler is not denying that terrible, painful events happen. He's denying that these events determine your future. From a teleological perspective, no experience is inherently a cause of success or failure. We are self-determining beings who choose the meaning we give to our past experiences. Someone might stay inside all day and say, "I can't go out because of the trauma I experienced." Adler would reframe this: you are choosing the goal of not going out and are using the memory of your past experience as the justification. The goal might be to avoid potential social failure or to get special attention from others. The past is just the tool you're using to achieve that present goal. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's incredibly empowering. It means your past doesn't hold you hostage. This applies to emotions too. Have you been furious at someone, shouting and yelling, only for the phone to ring? You answer in a perfectly calm, polite voice, and then resume your tirade. Was the anger an uncontrollable force that mysteriously vanished? Or was it a tool that you chose to use to dominate another person and make them submit to your will? For Adler, anger, like most emotions, is something we can fabricate and put away when it suits our purpose. The conclusion is stark. You're not unhappy because of your circumstances or your past. You're unhappy because you've chosen unhappiness. You lack the courage to change your lifestyle and worldview, because staying the same, even if miserable, is easier and more familiar than the anxiety of changing. So, if our unhappiness is a choice, what we are actually dealing with? Adler makes another bold claim: all problems are interpersonal relationship problems. Think about it. Feelings of inferiority only exist when you compare yourself to others. A person who's 155 centimeters tall would have no concept of being short if they were the only person on Earth. The feeling of being short is an interpersonal problem. The same goes for wealth, status, and success. Because we live in the web of relationships, we tend to develop a competitive mindset. We see life as a race where we have to climb over others to get ahead. In this view, everyone else is an enemy. This guarantees a life of constant anxiety, because even if you win, you can never rest because someone else overtakes you. How do we escape this? With Adler's most practical and liberating tool, the separation of tasks. In any situation, you must ask one simple question: whose task is this? The way to tell this is to ask who will ultimately receive the result of the choice being made. A child refusing to study, whose task is it? It's the child's. The consequences of not studying, bad grades, limited opportunities, fall upon them. A parent can offer support and encouragement, but forcing the child to study is intruding on their task. Someone doesn't like you. Is it your task to make them like you? No. How another person feels about you is their task. You have no control over it. Your task is simply to live your own life authentically. This is the very heart of the book's title, The Courage to be Disliked. Freedom is being disliked by other people. If you're trying to satisfy everyone's expectations, you're not living your own life, you're living theirs. The fact that someone dislikes you is a proof that you're living freely and according to your own principles. If we are not supposed to seek recognition or compete with others, what's the goal? For Adler, the goal of all interpersonal relationships and the key to happiness is the feeling of community. This doesn't mean joining a club. It means seeing other people as your comrades, not your rivals. To achieve this, we need to build horizontal relationships instead of vertical ones. A vertical relationship is hierarchical, superior and inferior, teacher and student, boss and employee. A horizontal relationship is one between equals. Here is a simple test. Do you praise people? Think about it. You praise your child for cleaning their room, like, good boy. But you wouldn't say that to your spouse or partner. You would say, thank you. Praise is a judgment passed down from someone in a superior position to someone inferior. The same is true for rebuking someone. Both praise and punishment are tools of manipulation used in vertical relationships. In a horizontal relationship, we offer gratitude and encouragement. To build this feeling of community, 3 things are needed. 1. Self-acceptance. Accepting yourself as you are, with all your flaws. Not lying to yourself like, I'm the best, but honestly acknowledging your starting point. I may not be perfect, but I can do what I can do. This idea is summed up perfectly in one of my favorite Radiohead songs, Optimistic, where the core lyric is simply, the best you can is good enough. 2. Confidence in others. Believing in people unconditionally without demanding collateral. Seeing them as your comrades. If they betray you, that is their task. You can't build a real connection when you start from a place of doubt. 3. Contribution to others. This is Adler's definition of happiness. Happiness is the feeling of contribution. When you feel you're of use to your comrades, you gain a sense of your own worth. The contribution doesn't have to be a grand act. It can be as simple as doing your work well or being present for a friend. You contribute just by being a part of community. Finally, how should we live our lives? Many people see life as a line, a journey up a mountain towards a distant peak. In this view, most of your life is spent en route, and if you never reach the summit, then your entire life is a failure. Adler says this is wrong. Life is not a line, it's a series of dots or moments. Life is more like a dance. When you dance, you're not trying to get somewhere. The goal is the dance in itself. Every step, every spin is a point of completion. A well-lived life is a series of here and now moments, each lived fully and conscientiously. This is remarkably similar to the concept of mindfulness, which often traces its roots to Eastern philosophy. Adler arrived here through his own logic. If the past doesn't determine us and the future isn't known, the only place we can truly live is right now. Ultimately, Adler's philosophy, much like that of existentialists like Viktor Frankl, teaches us that life in general has no meaning. And that's wonderful news, because it means that you are the only one who gets to give your life a meaning. So let's return to those statements from the beginning. The world is simple, people can change, trauma doesn't exist as a determinant, everyone can be happy. They might not seem so provocative anymore. They might even feel possible. The courage to be disliked isn't about being arrogant or seeking conflict. It's the quiet courage to draw a line and say, this is my task, and that is yours. It's the courage to trust others without demanding proof. It's the courage to believe that your simple existence, right here and right now, is a form of contribution. And most of all, it's the courage to stop seeing your life as a frantic race to a destination, and to instead start dancing in the moment you're in. Because the point of the dance is not to get to the other side of the room. The point is the dance itself. And all it takes is the courage to begin.